Before we begin our journey tonight, a brief note. This episode of Sleepy Psychology is brought to you by the SAC Center, a leading telehealth clinic specializing in the testing and treatment of autism and ADHD. The SAC Center proudly serves all 50 states, bringing expert care directly to you wherever you are. To learn more about their comprehensive services and how they can help, please visit saccenter.com. Welcome, weary traveler, to a space where the edges of your day can soften and the gentle current of understanding can carry you towards rest. Tonight, we turn our attention to a remarkable figure whose life and work have brought immense healing and hope to countless individuals. Dr. Marsha Linehan. Her journey is one of profound personal struggle transformed into groundbreaking scientific and clinical innovation. It is a story of resilience, radical acceptance, and the unwavering belief in the capacity for change, even in the face of immense suffering. As the evening softly envelopes you, allow her story to unfold, not as a rigid account, but as a calming narrative, a gentle stream flowing towards the quiet stillness of sleep. Marsha Linehan was born in Tulsa, Oklahoma in 1943. From an early age, it became clear that she possessed an extraordinary intellect, but her childhood was also marked by intense emotional turmoil. Her early years were a struggle against a profound inner storm. As a teenager, she grappled with what she later described as a deep and pervasive sense of emotional pain, leading to significant challenges in her life. She experienced intense and rapid mood swings, often feeling emotions with a searing intensity that was overwhelming. These feelings often manifested in impulsive and self-destructive behaviors, including self-harm and frequent thoughts of ending her own life. The distress was so severe that it led to multiple hospitalizations, a common occurrence for those with such profound emotional dysregulation during that era. At the tender age of 17 in 1961, she was admitted to the Institute of Living in Hartford, Connecticut, a prominent psychiatric facility of its time. Her stay there extended for over 2 years. During her time in this institution, her struggles were met with the limited understanding and often harsh treatments of the period. She describes being placed in seclusion rooms for prolonged periods, a common practice then to manage agitated patients. She endured treatments like electroconvulsive therapy or ECT, a procedure that involves inducing small seizures with electricity, used at the time for a range of severe mental illnesses. Despite these interventions, her condition remained resistant to treatment, and she was at one point tragically deemed a hopeless case, considered beyond the reach of therapeutic help. This label, along with the invalidating and often punitive environment, intensified her feelings of being misunderstood, desperate, and utterly alone in her profound suffering. These were indeed her hardships, not merely intellectual puzzles to solve, but a deep, visceral struggle for survival against the tempest within her own mind and the often harsh realities of the mental health system of the time. Yet even in the depths of this despair, a powerful spark of determination flickered within her. She often speaks of a pivotal moment during her hospitalization, a profound shift that occurred after a particularly painful episode. It was a kind of radical acceptance of her circumstances, almost a spiritual awakening. She describes it as a deep, unwavering commitment to herself and to life, a profound realization that she had to accept her reality, not as an endorsement of her pain, but as an undeniable truth. This acceptance was not about giving up, but about letting go of the struggle against what was. This deeply personal transformation, coupled with a newfound unwavering resolve to help others who suffered as she did, became the bedrock of her entire life's work. She made a solemn vow to herself that if she could manage to leave the hospital and build a life worth living, she would dedicate her entire being to finding a way to help people who were seemingly beyond help, just as she had been perceived. After her discharge, Marsha Linehan pursued her education with truly remarkable tenacity, driven by that powerful vow. She earned her bachelor's degree in psychology from Loyola University in Chicago, then her master's and Ph.D. in social psychology from the Catholic University of America. Her academic path equipped her with rigorous scientific training, a crucial foundation for the evidence-based therapy she would later develop. She began her career as a researcher and therapist, and through her clinical work she witnessed firsthand the immense suffering of individuals who struggled with severe emotional dysregulation. She also observed the frustration and helplessness of clinicians who felt ill-equipped to help them. Traditional therapies, often designed for less severe psychological conditions, frequently met with limited success, and in some cases, even inadvertently exacerbated symptoms. These therapies struggled to address the complex interplay of intense, rapidly shifting emotions, impulsive behaviors, chaotic relationships, and a pervasive sense of emptiness and identity disturbance, all characteristic of the individuals she was determined to help. This group of individuals, who so deeply captured her professional and personal dedication, were often given the diagnosis of borderline personality disorder, or BPD. To truly understand the groundbreaking nature of Linehan's work, it helps to understand BPD itself. It is a complex mental health condition characterized by significant difficulties with emotion regulation. People with BPD experience emotions intensely and for prolonged periods, and they often struggle to return to a stable emotional baseline once upset. Imagine feeling every emotion as if the volume were turned up to the maximum, and being unable to turn it down. This emotional intensity often leads to a range of challenging symptoms. Emotional dysregulation, as mentioned, extreme emotional lability, with rapid shifts between intense joy, despair, anxiety, and anger. Impulsivity, engaging in impulsive and often self-damaging behaviors such as reckless spending, substance abuse, risky sexual behavior, binge eating, or reckless driving. Unstable relationships, a pattern of intense and unstable interpersonal relationships, often characterized by idealization followed by devaluation. There is a fear of abandonment, leading to desperate efforts to avoid real or imagined separation. Distorted self-image, a persistent unstable sense of self or identity, with frequent changes in goals, values, and even career aspirations. Self-harm and suicidal behavior, recurrent suicidal behavior, gestures or threats, or self-mutilating behavior as a way to cope with intense emotional pain. This is a critical and often life-threatening symptom. Chronic feelings of emptiness, a pervasive feeling of chronic emptiness or boredom. Intense anger, inappropriate, intense anger or difficulty controlling anger, leading to frequent temper outbursts or physical fights. Stress-related paranoid ideation or severe dissociative symptoms. During periods of extreme stress, individuals may experience temporary paranoia or feel detached from their body or reality. Prior to Linehan's work, BPD was widely considered untreatable, a diagnosis that often led to therapeutic nihilism among clinicians. Patients were frequently stigmatized, labeled as manipulative or attention-seeking, and subjected to interventions that were often ineffective or worse, reinforced their sense of hopelessness and invalidation. It was this profound need, fueled by her personal vow and academic rigor, that led Marsha Linehan to the development of what would become her magnum opus, Dialectical Behavior Therapy, or DBT. She didn't arrive at DBT overnight, nor was it a single flash of inspiration. It was a long, arduous, and iterative process of trial and error, deeply informed by her own lived experience and her commitment to rigorous scientific inquiry. She recognized that the existing therapeutic models were often missing crucial elements for her target population. Some therapies focused solely on acceptance, which for individuals with BPD, could inadvertently reinforce stagnation or a sense that nothing could change. Others focused only on change, which for individuals whose emotional experiences were already so intense, could feel profoundly invalidating and overwhelming, potentially leading to increased self-harm or dropping out of treatment. This is where the dialectical behavior therapy comes in. A dialectic is a philosophical concept that refers to a synthesis of opposites, a way of holding two seemingly contradictory truths at the same time. For Linehan, the core dialectic that was missing in traditional therapy was the profound tension between acceptance and change. She understood with deep empathy that people in immense pain, particularly those with BPD, needed to be profoundly accepted for who they were, exactly as they were, in that moment, with all their suffering, their intense emotions, and their struggles. This radical acceptance, this non-judgmental validation of their current reality and their pain, provided a foundation of safety, trust, and worthiness. It communicated, "You are okay as you are, and your pain is real and understandable." However, Linehan also recognized that acceptance alone was not enough for true healing and a life worth living. Genuine progress also required individuals to learn new skills and make concrete changes in their lives to move beyond their suffering. This elegant synthesis of acceptance and change was a truly revolutionary departure from existing therapeutic approaches. It offered a pathway to hope and transformation without invalidating the present reality of pain. DBT is a comprehensive, evidence-based therapy that typically involves several main components, designed to work together to provide a robust framework for healing and skill building. Firstly, individual therapy, which is the cornerstone of the treatment. Here, clients meet one-on-one with a DBT therapist, usually weekly. This is where the client and therapist work collaboratively to identify specific problematic behaviors and patterns that interfere with building a life worth living. The therapist helps the client apply the skills learned in the group setting to their unique life challenges and relationships. It's a space for intense validation and deep personal processing, while consistently pushing for behavioral change. Secondly, and a defining feature of DBT, is skills training group. This is typically a weekly group session, often lasting around 2 to 2.5 hours, where clients learn concrete, practical skills across 4 distinct modules. These modules are structured and taught systematically, much like a class, often with homework assignments to practice the skills in daily life. Let's gently explore these 4 crucial skills modules. 1. Mindfulness. This module teaches individuals to be present in the moment, to observe their thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations without judgment. It's about cultivating awareness and attention, and learning to gain control over one's own mind rather than being overwhelmed by it. Techniques include observing, describing, and participating in the present moment, as well as practicing non-judgmental awareness. For example, instead of getting swept away by an intense wave of anger, a person learns to notice the physical sensations of anger in their body, label the emotion, and simply observe it, rather than immediately acting on it. This helps create a space between the emotion and the reaction. 2. Distress tolerance. This module equips individuals with concrete, immediate strategies to cope with intense, overwhelming emotions and urges to engage in self-harm or other destructive behaviors without making things worse. It's about surviving a crisis without resorting to maladaptive coping mechanisms. Skills include tip for rapid physiological calming, distract with accepts, to shift focus from overwhelming distress, and self-soothe with the 5 senses to comfort oneself. The core idea is to ride the wave of an intense emotion until it naturally passes, rather than being swept away by it. 3. Emotion regulation. This module focuses on understanding emotions, reducing emotional vulnerability, and changing unwanted emotions. It involves identifying and labeling emotions, understanding their function, and learning concrete steps to reduce the intensity and frequency of distressing emotions. Skills include checking the facts, opposite action, and accumulating positive experiences. For example, if someone feels intense sadness and their urge is to isolate, opposite action might involve reaching out to a friend or engaging in a pleasant activity, even if they don't feel like it initially. 4. Interpersonal effectiveness. This module helps individuals navigate relationships more skillfully, communicate their needs effectively, set boundaries, and maintain self-respect in interactions with others. It teaches how to ask for what you need effectively, dear man skills. Describe, express, assert, reinforce, mindful, appear confident, negotiate, how to say no skillfully, and how to resolve conflict while preserving relationships. This is crucial for individuals with BPD who often experience tumultuous and unstable relationships. The third component of DBT is telephone coaching, offering clients in-the-moment support when they are struggling to apply skills in real-life situations between sessions. Clients can call their individual therapist for brief coaching to help them use the skills they've learned to prevent a crisis or manage a difficult moment. This provides a crucial safety net and helps generalize skills from the therapy room to daily life, a vital aspect for individuals facing intense, rapid emotional shifts. Finally, an often overlooked but crucial part of DBT, is the consultation team for therapists. DBT therapists meet regularly in a dedicated team setting to support each other, prevent burnout, and ensure they are adhering to the DBT model and delivering competent care. This recognizes the immense emotional toll of working with highly distressed individuals and provides a vital space for therapists to process their own reactions and receive guidance. The impact of Marsha Linehan's work on modern psychology and the lives of individuals has been nothing short of transformative. Before DBT, individuals with borderline personality disorder were often considered untreatable, even by many seasoned mental health professionals. They were frequently stigmatized, dismissed, and tragically, often given up on. DBT provided the first empirically supported treatment for BPD, meaning its effectiveness has been rigorously proven through scientific research. Studies have consistently demonstrated significantly reduced rates of self-harm, suicidal behavior, and hospitalizations, while also leading to dramatic improvements in overall functioning and quality of life for individuals with BPD. Her work not only provided a concrete, structured, and compassionate approach to treatment but also fundamentally shifted the paradigm of how we view and treat severe emotional dysregulation. It validated the immense suffering of these individuals, communicating that their struggles were real and understandable, while simultaneously empowering them with tangible tools for change. It brought a profound sense of hope to a population that had often been abandoned or marginalized by the mental health system. DBT's success led to its adaptation for other conditions involving emotional dysregulation, such as eating disorders, substance abuse, post-traumatic stress disorder, and even anger management, demonstrating its broad applicability. How does this impact us as individuals today, even if we do not have a diagnosis of borderline personality disorder? The lessons from Marsha Linehan's journey and her creation of DBT are incredibly profound and universally applicable, offering powerful tools for navigating the emotional complexities of everyday life. Firstly, the concept of radical acceptance is a powerful tool for anyone facing hardship. Life inevitably brings challenges, disappointments, and things we cannot change. Our natural inclination is often to fight against these realities, to deny them, or to wish they were different. This internal struggle often creates more suffering than the actual problem itself. Radical acceptance is not about liking or condoning a difficult situation. It's about acknowledging reality as it is without judgment or resistance. For me, this has been a profound shift. When I face a frustrating situation that is beyond my control, instead of endlessly replaying how things should be, I can practice radical acceptance. For instance, accepting that a beloved plan has to change due to unforeseen circumstances, or accepting a difficult emotion, rather than fighting it, allows me to move from a place of struggle to one of more peaceful coping and problem-solving. It's a foundational skill for resilience. Secondly, the dialectic of acceptance and change is a guiding principle for navigating life's paradoxes. We often feel torn between accepting ourselves as we are and striving for growth and improvement. Linehan teaches us that both are necessary and can coexist. We can deeply accept our present struggles, our imperfections, our limitations, while simultaneously committing to making changes that lead to a better life. This can be applied to anything from personal habits to relationships. For example, I can accept that I sometimes procrastinate without judging myself harshly for it, and commit to developing new habits to manage my time more effectively. This avoids the traps of self-blame or complacency, fostering a more balanced and compassionate approach to self-improvement. Thirdly, the emphasis on mindfulness in DBT is universally beneficial. In our fast-paced, often distracting world, we are often lost in thought, worrying about the future or ruminating on the past. Mindfulness teaches us to bring our attention to the present moment, to observe our thoughts and feelings without getting entangled in them. This simple practice can reduce stress, increase self-awareness, and enhance our enjoyment of life by truly experiencing what is happening now. For me, regular mindfulness practice, even just for a few minutes each day, has been invaluable in managing daily stress and becoming more attuned to my own emotional landscape, allowing me to respond more skillfully rather than reacting impulsively. It helps to create a crucial pause, a moment of choice before acting. Fourthly, the distress tolerance skills are incredibly practical for anyone experiencing intense emotions. We all face moments of acute distress, whether it's anxiety before a big presentation, overwhelming anger after a conflict, intense sadness during a loss, or profound frustration when things don't go our way. DBT offers concrete, immediate strategies to help us get through these moments without making things worse. Techniques like engaging in distracting activities, watching a movie, listening to music, self-soothing with our senses, taking a warm bath, smelling a comforting scent, improving the moment, or simply riding the wave of emotion can prevent us from engaging in unhealthy coping mechanisms and help us regain composure. When I find myself overwhelmed by stress, I can now consciously employ a distress tolerance skill, like focusing on my breath or engaging in a distracting activity, to help me navigate the intense emotion until it subsides. It empowers us to sit with discomfort without being consumed by it. Finally, Linehan's commitment to her patients, driven by her own profound experience of suffering, teaches us the immense power of compassion and validation. She understood that people in pain often feel invalidated, as if their experiences are not real, legitimate, or understandable. DBT emphasizes validating emotions and experiences, even when they are intense or difficult to understand, while still encouraging change. This approach fosters a therapeutic relationship built on trust and respect, and it offers a powerful model for how we can interact with others who are struggling. When a friend or loved one is in distress, instead of immediately offering solutions or trying to fix them, I can practice validation. That sounds incredibly hard, or, it makes sense that you feel that way. This simple act of acknowledging their experience without necessarily agreeing with their actions can be profoundly healing and strengthen our connections, fostering deeper empathy in all our relationships. As you drift now, letting these thoughts settle softly within your mind, consider how these insights can bring a greater sense of peace to your own world. How might you, in your own unique way, practice radical acceptance, embrace both acceptance and change, cultivate mindfulness, tolerate distress, and offer compassion and validation to yourself and others? The journey of understanding and healing the human mind is a profound one, and it can bring with it a quiet wisdom that guides you through the complexities of life. Allow your body to gently relax, sinking deeper into the surface beneath you. Feel the gentle support, the quiet strength that holds you. Your mind, too, can release its grip on the day's concerns. Let your thoughts soften, becoming like clouds drifting across a vast, peaceful sky. Imagine yourself now in a serene, open field, bathed in the soft glow of twilight. The air is cool and fresh, carrying the faint scent of distant blossoms. Above you, the sky deepens into shades of indigo and lavender, and the first few stars begin to twinkle, each a tiny beacon of peace. You are lying comfortably on a soft blanket spread across the gentle grass. Feel the earth beneath you, solid and supportive. Let your shoulders melt into the ground, releasing any tension you might be holding there. Your arms are resting gently by your sides, palms facing upwards, open to receive the quiet calm of the evening. Your legs are long and relaxed, your feet falling naturally to the sides. Feel the gentle weight of your calves and thighs pressing against the blanket, surrendering fully to gravity. Notice your breath, the gentle rhythm of it flowing in and out. There's no need to change anything, just observe. Feel the cool air entering your nostrils, filling your lungs, and the warm air gently leaving your body. With each exhale, imagine any lingering worries or tensions dissolving, drifting away like wisps of smoke into the vast, calming sky. Now bring your awareness to your forehead. Imagine it smoothing, releasing any furrow or crease. Let your eyelids feel heavy and soft, gently closed. Your jaw is relaxed, your teeth slightly parted, your tongue resting softly in your mouth. Feel a wave of peaceful relaxation moving slowly through your entire body, starting from the top of your head, flowing down over your face, through your neck and shoulders, down your arms to your fingertips. This wave of calm continues its journey, flowing through your chest and abdomen, softening all your internal organs. It moves down through your hips, your thighs, your calves, and finally reaches your feet and toes. Every part of you is now bathed in this gentle, soothing calm. You are completely supported, completely safe. There is nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to be. Just rest in this tranquil space, breathing gently, allowing the wisdom of tonight's story to settle deep within you. The stars above you begin to multiply, each one a tiny spark of understanding, illuminating the path to greater peace and skillfulness in navigating your own emotional landscape. You are capable of change, you are worthy of acceptance, and you possess an inherent capacity for growth. Rest now in this quiet understanding. Sleep deeply, peacefully, knowing that you carry within you the capacity for resilience, for compassion, and for building a life worth living, one breath, one gentle thought at a time. Good night. This episode of Sleepy Psychology was brought to you by the SAC Center, a leading telehealth clinic dedicated to the testing and treatment of autism and ADHD. The SAC Center is committed to providing expert, compassionate care across all 50 states, bringing specialized support directly to you, wherever you are. To explore their comprehensive services and learn how they can help, please visit saccenter.com. May your dreams be serene and your rest be deep. Good night.